All right, so let's get a little more into the nuts and bolts of this, of how you could potentially secure a $7 million construction loan without having any prior construction experience. That means on a $5 million build, you could be looking somewhere between $750K to $1 million out of pocket on the project. Picture this, you're a successful plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills and you've always dreamed of building your dream ski cabin in Aspen. Find yourself the perfect plot of land, envision a modern masterpiece with floor-to-ceiling windows where you can take in the beautiful Rocky Mountains. You can maybe ski right off the hill into your beautiful retreat. Well, there's just one problem. You've never built anything from the ground up before. And most banks, they don't want to lend to anybody that doesn't have prior building experience. So you're stuck in kind of a catch-22, you know. It's like, how do you get the experience if no one's going to give you the funding to build your first project? You're probably busy running your practice or running your businesses. You know, you don't have time to be doing 3 projects in the last 36 months. And you're probably already running a successful business. So who has the time to do 3 projects in the last 36 months, which is what a lot of these banks want? What if I told you there's a way that you could secure a $7 million construction loan without having any experience? But what if I told you there was a way you could secure $7 million for construction financing even if this was your first time building? And that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you today in this video. See, most lenders, they want you to have a track record like we mentioned before. They want you to have multiple projects under your belt. They want to see all your financials, and they might even want you to have a partnership with the builder. But like we said, that's really not realistic. If you're a successful entrepreneur, you don't have time to be running all these construction projects as well. That's where this ground up construction loan program comes in, and it's really a game changer. So let's go over some of the key points of the program. The loan amounts are up to $7 million, and truthfully, they can go a little bit higher than that for the right individual, the right borrower. There's low down payment options, which might come as a surprise. You know, a lot of the banks with this size loan, they're going to want a very low loan to value ratio. And it may be surprising to you how little you could bring in to fund a project like this. Lastly, there's flexible underwriting options for high net worth borrowers. As we were talking about, this type of lending is fun because there's a lot of gray area. It's not like black and white like a Fannie Freddie loan. For the right borrower, you know, they can move mountains. And if you have a compensating factor, maybe your income's not that high, but you have a ton of assets, or vice versa, you got a lot of income, but not a lot of assets to show for it yet. There's got to be some kind of compensating factor there. This program is built specifically for professionals like you, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, athletes, basically people that have the financial backing to fund a project like this, but they don't want to go through all the red tape and nightmares of a traditional financing situation. Before we go any further, I should probably introduce myself. My name is Andrew King. I'm with Monarch Lender, and I've helped lots of high net worth individuals solve these kind of lending puzzles before and help them figure it out and help them build their wealth. If you'd like to set up a call, I'll include the link to my Calendly. It'll be in the video description and also pinned in the comments as well. We can set up a Google Meet and chat about whatever project you're thinking about. All right, so let's get a little more into the nuts and bolts of this, of how you could potentially secure a $7 million construction loan without having any prior construction experience. Step 1, strong financials beat experience. Lenders aren't going to be looking at your construction expertise. They're going to be looking at your overall financial strength. We touched on this previously, but that means high income, high credit score, and lots of liquidity. It could be investments or cash. Successful business owner or surgeon with 500K plus in liquid assets. It's going to beat out, you know, like a contractor that has a bunch of jobs under his belt but doesn't have the financial backing. Step 2, partner with an approved builder. All right, so the investors, they don't want you out there nailing nails and carrying 2x4s building this thing yourself, so you are gonna have to partner with the builder. You're gonna need a licensed, vetted builder on board, which shouldn't be too hard with a project of this magnitude, and knowing that you have the financing secured, I'm sure you'll be able to find somebody. So most lenders, they wanna see that a credible general contractor is kind of running the show here. They're gonna do some vetting on him. We're gonna need him to fill out some paperwork on the back end, but you know, don't worry about that. We can handle that. They're just gonna have to have proven track record and be able to show their experience. Step 3, loan structure and fund stages. So a loan like this is funded in stages called draws. They're not going to just drop the whole $7 million on you up front. They're going to do checks along the way and be giving it out in draws. So the draw stages would typically look like this. You have the land purchase funding, the initial construction draw for site planning and foundation work. Then you're going to have your mid-construction draw for framing. And then the third stage might be your mid-construction draw or draws. And so that would be for framing and other major milestones. And the final draw will be when the project's almost complete and you're just putting in your finishing touches on your new place. And I did just want to stop and make a note at this point for people that already own the lot or the property that they want to build on. You might be thinking, what are you talking about? Like, I purchased the property, I already own it. So the process isn't that much different. It's treated as a construction refinance loan instead of a purchase loan, but there's gonna be some variables. You know, is there financing on the property already that needs to be paid off? Are there structures on the property already? Are we keeping any of those? Are they being demolished? But overall, the process is very similar if you own the lot or you're acquiring it through the construction loan. So don't worry about that. All right, so now let's hit some of the biggest questions that I get on this program. All right, now let's hit some of the biggest questions that we get on this program. How much do I need for a down payment? So like we said, it typically could range from somewhere to 15 to 20% of the project. It means on a $5 million build, you could be looking somewhere between $750K to $1 million out of pocket on the project. What credit score do I need? Well, generally a 700 plus credit score would be preferable, but like we said, there's exceptions for everything. We see it pretty often that like an office manager will be trusted to pay the bills and they forget something one month, you know, whoopsie. And now you got a 660 credit score, but like we said, it's all negotiable depending on your strength. What if I own the land already? So we already touched on that a little bit, but that's even better, you know, especially if the property is free and clear, then we can, you know, that's even more leverage that you can apply towards the project. What if I'm building this as a vacation home? So this one's actually really important. These type of loans, they're designed to be for commercial purposes only. Gonna need to do the project in an entity, and they really want to make sure that you're not using this as your primary residence. Now you can have a project that's commercial in nature, and then, you know, you can still stay there days out of the year, but the purpose of the project needs to be commercial. And I did just want to clarify one thing on the occupancy piece. Only during the construction period, which could be 12, 18, 24 months, where you have the construction loan on the property. So if after the project's done, let's say you build a beautiful house in Malibu and you said, you know, I want to live here full time, or, you know, I work remotely, I want to live in that house, it's so beautiful. You can do that. You just need to either refinance out of the construction loan into like a primary residence loan or pay the loan off. So once the construction financing's out of the way, you know, you can still do whatever you want with the property. So if you're sitting on a dream project, whether that's the ski cabin in Aspen, villa in Malibu, or your dream ranch in Montana, I want to help you secure the financing without having all the stress. Let's map out a strategy that works for you. Click on the link below for my Calendly. Let's set up an appointment and chat, or I'm gonna include my phone number as well. You know, I like getting phone calls, but I know not everybody's like that, so feel free to text as well if that's better for you. I'm Andrew King, and I specialize in helping high net worth individuals navigate complex financing scenarios, and I look forward to seeing you on our strategy call. Thanks for watching.